Another way that you can organize your data within GA4 is through the Explore tab. I don't necessarily recommend this, but it is an option for you um, if you really want to do more detailed reporting, um, within GA4, and you're not really looking to port this data out to something like Looker Studio. This is an option for you, but I don't necessarily recommend it because I think it's a little bit a little bit just confusing and not really too straightforward. So when you're in the Explore tab of GA4, you have blank, freeform, funnel exploration, and path exploration. So I'm going to go into blank because I just think that offers us a little bit of the most kind of flexibility. So when you're in here, you can pick your visualization. So I'm just going to create a clear table. You have to pick your date range and what segments you'd like. So if there's segments that you've defined or you're looking for already predefined statements, you want to define your definition, your dimensions. So I'm going to do session or source and medium. Import these. I'm going to do sessions, engage sessions, and users. So once you're in here, you have to essentially push them to be your rows and columns. So I'm going to push rows, columns, and values. So you can see here, you have your rows, you have your sessions, engage sessions, and then you have your total users. So once you put these in here, you can move this, but you can also have it be a column if you'd like. But that's kind of clunky and doesn't really make sense to do. So I would kind of stick it to rows. There we go. So this is kind of why I don't typically like it. It's very clunky and it didn't even load correctly. But you're able to create these. Um, you know, this is not much different than what is in GA. GA4 is default reporting, but it allows you to kind of work with it a little bit more. You can change this to be a donut chart. Um, so engaged sessions, you can see, the most engaged sessions come from Google CPC in this date range. But, there's different visualizations, but I'm not a huge fan of it. If you go ahead and leave this, it'll save your exploration and you can come back to it any time. But there's a lot more kind of interesting things you can do with this. Filters. You can add additional rows. Think of this as kind of, it gives you the option, at least in the table format, to be kind of like a pivot table in Excel. But I think a pivot table is easier. And what I really recommend is porting this over to Looker, and we'll speak to that next. But I wanted to give you this as an option to go through the Explorer portion and own some of the reporting you'd like within here. Once you're in here, you can also create kind of more interesting things like path exploration. And there's a template gallery, so you have options for different templates. But you can see what are the most common kind of like paths for events. So session starts, page view, to first click. You can see kind of how the kind of funnel or path that people go on your site proceed with. So this is kind of interesting if you're looking for this type of data. But I really think that the funnel reporting or the Explore reporting is kind of clunky and it causes more headaches than I think it's worth. But it's still an option for you if you're looking to kind of dabble in some of the more advanced reporting that GA4 offers. If you'd like to use this, definitely go ahead into GA4, go to the Explore tab and use it. And hope it goes well.